Hey there. So I finished the install on your Saberforge ASP hilts. Got it installed with Golden Harvest and set up for Neopixel. So there's your illuminated Neopixel connector in there. That is from CC Sabers. We've got our two silver switches. The main switch is the red LED, and the auxiliary is the white LED. So to access the internals, just unscrew the body section, revealing the chassis where most of the magic happens. So here's your chassis in dark gray. Got our Golden Harvest V3 board over there. We've got a kill switch, which cuts power to the saber. And then we have the battery holder here. So for the battery holder, it's marked negative over here with a spring, and marked positive for the relatively flatter end with the button top over here. We've got our 28mm bass speaker. And then back here, there's a little bit more engraving, as well as this cover for the flexible green LEDs. So that cover is in glitter silver. So let's put a battery in here. So this takes a protected or a button top 18650 battery. Get that in focus. I like going with the Key Power branded ones with 15 amps discharge rate. That's good for Neopixel. Usually these come in 3120 milliamp hours or 3000 milliamp hours. So to insert the battery, got the flat side for the negative. You want to put that in first where the spring is. And I like putting in the negative first because there's a little ledge here that helps hold the battery in a little bit better. So just insert it like that. I like to brace the chassis, compress it on the spring, and then just slide it in with the positive end of it. So currently this kill switch is in the opposition to the left. If you toggle it to the right, it turns on. So here's what I was saying earlier with the LED filaments. So right now I have it configured so that when the blade is off, it has a slow pulse animation to it. And it's bright enough that it actually shines through the cover over there. So on camera it's probably like really bright, but in person you can kind of see the design here, this ridge over there. It's just popping through that. And then when I ignite the saber, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's a bit of a light flicker on those LED filaments, along with your red LED switch, as well as the white LED switch. And then you got your Neopixel connector all lit up in there. So turn that back on. So let's put a blade in here. Actually, before that. So for the speaker, I actually tuned the length of the chassis as well as the enclosure in the pommel a little bit. So it's a little bit noticeable when the body is out. It's not as loud. It's kind of just like blasting into empty space. Once you put the body section in, it becomes a lot more focused. And just a flash. So once you get to the point where you've full screen the body, the speaker gets louder and a lot more focused. So let's put a blade in here. This takes a 1-inch blade, and I have kind of a short dagger blade to demo with. So when inserting the blade, you got the gold PCB end going inside the emitter. And you kind of want to press it all the way until you can feel it spring. Let's see if there's a retention screw sticking in. Yeah, there is. So you want to push it all the way until you feel the pogo pins engaging. There's a little springiness to it. You want to compress that a bit, and then tighten the retention screw. You don't want to tighten it way too much because you don't want to damage the blade, but just enough to get a grip on the blade. So turning on the saber. Right now I have it so that all the fonts are a green blade. Got your smooth swing. Accent swings. Flash and clash. Blaster blocks. Big rocket. So you can change the color of the blade. So in order to change the color, you kind of want to get into the color change menu. It's kind of hard to see on camera because there's not enough room, but with the saber relatively pointed upwards, hold down the button.
Choose color profile.
So hold, release, tap. So you can choose your color profile here. And then by rotating the actual hilt itself, you can kind of rotate through the available colors. Let's go with sky blue. And also have some gesture controls enabled, so when the blade is on, twist the saber, it turns off. I also have it so that if you swing it, it turns on. So you can also change the blade styles. So while the blade is on, have the saber pointed relatively downwards, kind of hard to show. And then you want to hold the main button once, release, hold it again.
Choose blade effects.
So you can kind of choose your blade effects. And similar to color change, you just rotate the hilts
Dark saber.
to kind of cycle through it.
Gradient 2. Gradient 1.
Sauron 2. Sauron 1.
So these are effects that are playing on top of the background green color.
Flame 4. Flame 3. Flame 2. Flame 1. Flow 1. Flow 1. Flow 2. Flow 1. Wave 9. Wave 8. Wave 7. Wave 6. Wave 5. Wave 4. Wave 3. Wave 2.
So with the Neopixel, blade effects are a ton of blade effects.
Frozen 6. Frozen 5. Frozen 4. Frozen 3. Frozen 2. Frozen 1. Classic. Classic 5. Classic
Moving right to
4.
classic 2, which is a
Classic
light flicker.
3. Classic 2. Classic 1.
Let's go to classic
Classic 2.
So I might have actually changed the color profile back, so let me change it back to green. So let's change this back to green. So while the blade is on, have the saber relatively pointed upwards, hold, release,
Choose color
let's
profile.
change back to green. There's also about 15 sound fonts you can kind of cycle through that are included in the SD card already. So you just turn this off. I'm gonna hold the auxiliary
Sound menu.
and then release it. So this goes into the sound menu, which allows you to cycle through the sound fonts on the saber.
Balance.
So if you rotate the hilt clockwise, it goes through the sound fonts forwards. And if you rotate it counterclockwise,
Balance.
it cycles through backwards. So the default one was on balance, which is where we were at.
Data issues complete.
Daddy issues is kind of a loop font. So
Data issues complete.
Cryocarbon.
The classic villain.
let's go with the classic villain Vader font. So to lock in this font, just hold the auxiliary. So it's a a Vader with a green blade, because it defaults to the green. Again, to change the color, point it up, hold, release, tap. Hold, release.
Choose color profile.
Let's go back to the red for this Vader. To lock it in, hold the main switch. And once you're done playing with it, you want to, well, first of all, remove the blade. So, get your Allen key, screw the blade retention screw. So loosen that up, get the blade out. And then you can unscrew the grip. And you could just remove the battery, but since we have a kill switch, I like to toggle that off first. That way we're not filling with like a live battery source, although it's not too big of an issue. And then to remove the battery, you can either pry it from the sides here, or you can kind of compress it from the positive end, and then pry it from the sides. So there you have it. I'm going to send the operating manual for the Golden Harvest to you. It's got 2 tables at the bottom for 2-button and 1-button operation. That way you can kind of get familiar with how to operate the saber. And if you want to get into more in-depth into configuring the blade profiles, the effects, there's a huge document. There's a lot of customization you can do. There's a pretty nice learning curve, but out of the box, it's set up pretty well, and it's just a nice soundboard where you can just install it, set it, and just go with it. Very minimal tweaking required. So yeah, I'm gonna send this over to you along with some pictures of the hilts. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'll try to get this sent out to you as soon as possible. Thank you.